All right, let's answer a couple questions, or at least one. HTTR94 on Twitter. Is there anything Washington can do to trade for a top quarterback like Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson, or will they have to settle for Sam Darnold or Marcus Mariota? Hey, Charean, yeah, you can offer Chase Young and Terry McLaurin plus a couple of first-round picks. That would probably get you Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson if you want to give up Chase Young and Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, no doubt. If I'm one of those teams, I absolutely settle for that. If I've decided that I have to trade my quarterback, yes, absolutely. And if I'm Houston or Seattle and I decide that, I would take those guys. And if I'm Washington, certainly I would give them up to get one of those top-tier quarterbacks. I know Chase Young looks special, but I would definitely do it on either side, Mike.
Yeah, so it's doable, but you may have to give up more than you want to give up in order to get the guy. One more real quickly before we break. Vamos for Ramos. How can the salary cap go down if teams are playing one extra game this year? Is everyone essentially playing one uncompensated game in 2021? The answer to that is no, they're not. The salary cap this year is driven by all the money that was lost last year. Salaries didn't go down last year as the NFL teams were losing money. The reduced revenue due to what was it, about 1.2 million fans instead of 17 million fans. Yeah. That affects this year's cap, and they've agreed that it'll be no less than 180 million. Could have been a lot less. You know, somebody told me last week if the NFLPA and the NFL hadn't worked out their deal last year, if they had been in the last year of their most recent CBA, the salary cap this year would have been 160. So there's an extra 20 million there because they did that deal last year in March and again in July to allow the season to go forward in the pandemic. But that's all it is. And the extra game helps. It helps tremendously for next year. It's not going to help much for this year.
Yeah, Mike, and players knew this going into this year, that with no fans, that revenues were going to go down and how things were going to be with the salary cap this year. We're just on the fringe now of some veterans getting cut. There's going to be a lot more to come, Mike, over the next week before free agency starts.
It occurred to me earlier today, and I don't want to do this. I don't want to put it out as a poll question, and I'm not going to. But I have a feeling there's going to – because I just don't think it's right to speculate on who's going to lose their job, like as a sport. But I think that there's going to be at least one name that we're going to say, holy sheep, I had no idea that was coming.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.